Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. All right, Thursday, October 28, 2021. It's currently 6:29 a.m., but I do want to document the overnight conduct. This is just providing on podcast what is the ongoing P.O.C., but my purpose is in documenting for purposes of prosecution and exposing the entity's conduct, which is the act of terrorism, while it's practicing satanic activity, which is also accomplishing the criminal purpose of federal stalking, monitoring with communication devices in concert with the people of the state of California who are stalking around a vehicle that the entity is aware that I am sleeping overnight. And so with simultaneity to my describing that conduct at 6:30 a.m. right now, the state is aiming its concentrated directed light into the vehicle. And this is a stream of directed light that is moving in a circular fashion, moving toward the ceiling. And it's both at the front and back windows coming through the driver's side. And this is horizontally through the windows. And this is what I'm also describing, that which is not headlights, and it's impossible to be headlights, as again, the demon possessed are in vehicles driving north and south past the car straight, not driving in front or behind the car. The car is parked on the side of Fern, parked in front of the residence of 630 North Fern. And I've shown the condition of the car. This is the state aiming its directed light horizontally through the windows, through any crevices and in cracks. This is what the state, I've shown the pattern of conduct with the state's light. It invades any space. This is the personification of that satanic actor through its conduct with light. That's exactly what the state is doing in the car, concentrating that terrorism, concentrating that intent to molest and invade and be where I am and touch inside of a vehicle where I am sleeping, which the entity, by virtue of that conduct, which is unnaturally occurring, it is impossible light activity, and occurring also pursuant to the demonic behavioral pattern with simultaneity to my any move, to my conduct on an active communication device, in concert with the stalkers that are the people of the state, the demon possessed, who are maintaining presence in the path all around the vehicle, including driving by at the same time that this impossible light activity is occurring. All right, and this is documented conduct for years. I've been documenting what the state has been doing while I was living in my car at Vine and G Street at 714 North Vine, documenting it while I was on 630 North Fern in 2019 as well, after the Ontario Police Department and Bill and Wags Tow, which represents the people of the state, that is the same demonic entity engaged in theft. That is the theft of my vehicle while they were engaged in this system. All right. That is the documentation of that criminal conduct, and my documentation of that criminal conduct is what led up to the people's theft of my vehicle. The same with the engagement in kidnapping by that same Ontario Police Department. All right, so you're looking at what is the demon possessed and all the criminal conduct that they are engaged in, including sexual violence and terrorism inside of a car where they are stalking. All right, stalking me inside of a car. This is the exact same unfathomable extent to which the entity, the demon possessed entity, is doing inside of a bathroom, stalking inside of a bathroom where they very well know that I am, the same impossible audible activity. And that's what I want to document. Overnight, the state sounding what is impossible audible activity, that which you will not hear. You're not going to hear the Metrolink train in Upland. You're not going to hear the Union Pacific, because it is not Amtrak that is using that train tracks. Even though it's an Amtrak train tracks, it is Union Pacific that is utilizing those train tracks to maintain activity while I'm at the museum. And while I am not at the museum, I am in front of the residence, which is a facilitating venue of 630 North Fern, in relevant position with every other third party on this block. All right, they're monitoring with communication devices. And let me be clear, the demonic do not sleep. They are stalking now. That's why the state is aiming directed light. The state is stalking by plane and helicopter and by law enforcement. The ongoing behavioral pattern is ceaseless, as I have described and I've already documented. All right, I've demonstrated this through the documentation. Union Pacific as a means of what is audible activity and terrorism, that which is impossible audible activity, which you will not hear, train activity, and understand in the state's act of terrorism and practicing terrorism through the use of what is Union Pacific, and that's who it will be assigned to, because this is the train that's in Ontario that is utilizing the Amtrak train tracks, and you have what is the implausible guise, albeit the necessary actor, with while the state is creating artificial sound, the artificial noise, amplified noise, and impossible audible activity of train activity inside of the car, which is incessant. So the state is engaging in the ongoing creation of train. And let me be clear, it's not just sounding a train. The state engaged in prolonged sounding of train activity. This is 5 to 10 12 times sounding a train, blowing a horn, and it's heard inside of the vehicle. And this is also, not only is this the state, understand that this is demonic. When I'm describing that which is impossible audible activity, impossible light activity, I'm speaking to the demonic. It's demonic conduct, right? And this is terrorism while that demonic conduct is underway, serving criminal monitoring with communication devices as well. And this is the creation of this audible activity. Now, let's be clear. The state, while engaging in this conduct, which is impossible audible activity, the state is suggesting that it is sounding train activity inside of the residences throughout Ontario. Okay, because where the train is running east and west through Ontario, and it does have a train stop at that Ontario Museum of History and Art, it runs east and west. All right. The state is suggesting that, and let me also be clear, this location, 630 North Fern, is north of that east and west running train track. This is well north beyond where that train track is, and the state is suggesting that because it's not going to be just me that's hearing train activity. Oh no, that would be suggesting that the state is the train is disturbing and heard inside of the residents throughout Ontario, north and south of Ontario, throughout the vehicles that are driving around in the city of Ontario, and that will be an extensive disruption, while they are sounding that train activity and doing so incessantly, repeatedly sounding the horn of a train and doing so repeatedly. And this is the means of engagement in what is harassment by the entity, by the demon possessed. This is the engagement of what is terrorism by that entity. And while they are engaging in federal stalking, and to engage in the ongoing elements, what the state is doing is molesting my body while I am sleeping with directed light, which is being horizontally aimed through the passenger side of the window. Let me be clear. There is no traffic that is driving on the passenger side of the window that is parked on Fern Avenue, adjacent to the sidewalk where the properties are on the passenger side. The state is aiming horizontal light, and I'm looking at this light that is hitting the driver's seat in front of my face while I'm sleeping on the passenger side of the vehicle. I'm being molested with directed light. I'm being interrupted in my sleep with the incessant sound of a train, which is impossible audible activity, touched with directed light, which is impossible light activity. And the other tactic that the state engages in is as the demon possessed, and they are the people of the state, they are demon possessed, though, acting with this demonic system, which is operated by the government, which is a demon possessed public entity. These are government actors that are engaging in satanic conduct while they're engaging in criminal activity of monitoring with communication devices on a massive scale in concert with the people of the state. The state engages in this mirror-like conduct, and I've shown you this when I'm showing you the directed light that I stand in my shadow is pointing in both directions. This is like a mirror-like affect with light. And it is absolutely impossible light activity. It's not sunlight, but I'm showing you what is the sun that is directly over me or directly over the venue where I am. All right. And you're looking at what is the engineered light. So what the state is doing on the passenger side of the window, on the passenger side of the car, on the passenger window, the front window, while the demon possessed, that are the people of the state, that are third parties acting in concert with this impossible environment. This is, i.e., a demonic environment inside of a car. All right. This is terrorism. The same exact template applying inside of a vehicle where I'm sleeping, where the entity is stalking. OK, and you have what is the state creating the appearance of what is directed light, and it's occurring with simultaneity. This is the only way that you can break it down. It's demonic activity. So let me be clear. The ability to make manifest the appearance of what is supposed to be headlights at the same time that a third party is turning onto Fern Avenue from G Street. This is G Street and Fern right here at the north end where I'm at 630 North Fern. G Street is running east and west. Fern is running north and south. This vehicle is parked on Fern Avenue facing north on the north side of Fern. And so on the side of the street where 630 North Fern is located. So at the same time that the demon possessed, that is the third parties that are acting in concert with this environment, they're present, acting step in step together. These are demons, all right? Stalking someone in a vehicle, molesting someone overnight while they're sleeping, surrounding, funneling, understand the effort that's engaged in that, engaging in this ongoing creation of that activity inside of a vehicle at nightfall, sounding train activity while someone is asleep. Or what is even, this is what I mean by it exceeds monitoring with communication devices while I'm up operating my phone. This is demonic conduct. This is satanic, all right? And it is ritualistic and it is centered on me. They are focused on me even as I am in an unconscious state sleeping, all right? I wake up and my body's being molested with directed light. I wake up and the state is filling the vehicle with the incessant sound of train activity, which is impossible audible activity. I wake up and the state is remaining flight, engaging in flight by plane and helicopter. The people are maintaining presence while they are driving by. Understand they're maintaining presence in their venues, which is where they live. These are demons that are monitoring 24/7. All right. And so you have what is the satanic activity, touching of my person, surrounding with that which is impossible audible activity, and the state aiming directed light at the same time. This is concerted conduct as a group stalker turns the corner off of G Street and turns to drive south on Fern. You have what is the appearance of what is supposed to be headlights on the passenger side window. All right, let me be clear. The windshield is covered up. The driver's side of the vehicle, the windows are covered up, which is what the state is aiming directed light through the crevices, horizontally, through the crevices of where the blanket and the windshield cover ends. The state is aiming light in an upward trajectory, all manner of direction inside of the car, okay? The state is aiming and creating what is substantial directed light on the passenger side of the car where no vehicle is driving by, no headlights are reaching over in order to bend and horizontally aim inside of the passenger side of the windows. That's not what's occurring. This is the state that is engaging in demonic activity. And this is the demonic manifestation of light on the passenger side. And it is similar to a mirror-like affect. As the headlights are turning onto Fern, you're seeing what is supposed to be headlights that are visibly manifesting on the passenger side of the window. It's the same as a demon-possessed stalker. A third party drives by, driving north on Fern, and their brake lights appear as they press their brake lights, stopping at the stop sign at Fern and G Street. And then you're seeing what is red colored, supposedly brake lights that are appearing at the passenger side window, which I cannot see. The windshield is covered. The blanket is covering the driver's side of the window, but yet you're looking at What is the appearance of this directed light, which is illuminating the vehicle, and it is that which is moving across the frame of the passenger side window. It is rich, concentrated light, and it is also impossible because the passenger side window is not facing that intersection. They are not able to see that side of the vehicle, and I'm not able to see that side where they are driving through their brake lights or their headlights. This is the state that's engaging in that conduct. It's demonic. All right. And it is a method of filling the vehicle with directed light. I want to make sure I document that. These are the same demons that I get up in the morning and throughout the day and I'm documenting while I am reciting license plates. It's the same exact entity. They are a sex offender. Touching all over someone that you are stalking while they are asleep is a sexually violent offense, an exceedingly perverted and demented one. And the government doing it in concert with the people of the state while they're practicing satanic activity shall not be treated any different under federal law. That's exactly what I am documenting when I get up and I'm reading hundreds of license plates and I'm documenting them on my podcast, and they will be lined up in federal court for prosecution for that sexual violence. This is the same entity that is stalking inside of a bathroom, maintaining presence while the state is funneling in impossible audible activity, while the demon possessed move inside of that restroom, creating audible activity, while they're stalking in the bathroom stall, while they are entering inside of that bathroom to cross path while I am creating activity, washing my hands or flushing the toilet. This is a predator. This is a demented stalker, and this is exactly what they're doing at every sort of venue. Okay. And doing so is not going to be treated any different because the state is using demonic tactics to do so. It is still the stalker that is touching. It is still the stalker that is engaging in predatory conduct. All right. It is 6:43 a.m. and I want to document that is Union Pacific. That's the people of the state. That is the government that's engaging in this conduct. And this is the overnight sexual molestation, the overnight terrorism that the state is concentrating all of that conduct inside of a vehicle that the entity very well knows that I'm sleeping inside of. This is P.O.C. It is currently 7:48 a.m. 7L43350, 7WLN 213 at 4th and Euclid Avenue. Proceeding north up Euclid. 8NDG 369, 8KWJ 544. City of Ontario. 929. I can't really see that one. 8 SEC 63. Oh, I can't see the rest of that one either. Hold on. Let's see. 7 SEW 618. 6 ADG 221. 6 PCY 444. 8 WCV 335. 5BTR 555. 7WLN 213. I think I read that one though. 6RXC 669. 8NQW 369. 6RAP 480. 7YDV 878. 8FAF 093. 7CWD 054. 8EJS 095. 8HDP 154. 5VYK 267. 69526F2. 6ZMD 018. 6VAH 618. 7ESC. I can't really see that one. We've got Security Paving and United Rentals, but I don't see, they're in relevant position, but I don't see any peculiarized light. They are still in relevant position. Here we go. Security Paving, also at the stoplight. Security Paving Company Incorporated. They were the ones maintaining peculiarized light at the freeway. They are enveloped within a covered fence now, like a little fence now. I don't see peculiarized light, but they are still in relevant position. All right, want to document that. 6GDZ143. 8KPT652. 8BGP025. 8Z26994. 92904J1. 5P18411. BE97W80 is paper, in case I didn't read that one. It's sitting right in front of me. 7EH, I can't really see that one. 8 SAP 561 27179V2 8TQK 992 8RNU 810 8AOJ 687 8XUY 536 56653P2 MO73VL 32574H2. Let's see, 74806K2 AY38V34 paper. Eight TMH 669, 8 PAU 771, 8 AWP 696.
Looks like marble.
8 SMK 251. Directed light on 8 KPT 652 as Omnitrans Route 83 is driving by 1545838. That's directed light between two vehicles on opposite sides in the lanes. All right, I'm in between the Omnitrans bus and 8 KPT 652. That's directed light. At 7:55 a.m. All right, shooting directed light now onto the Omnitrans bus that's sitting at the red light is the traffic that's patrolling on Euclid, turning west onto Foothill. That's P.O.C. Let me see. R664RO. Eight RMH 931. 7 LKB 191, 6 TXA 323, 8 RNT 178. Whoa. What is this? 8 RNU 964. Let me get these minions over here. It looks like that's the sounding of audible activity while I move in the parking lot. 7 NUW 103. It's 8:07 a.m. 7 LHJ 307, 6 LBT 818, 7 SBN 334, 7 GBX 104, 8 LO1520. That's Frontier Communications. G774VO. PL2948W. Five LND 033, 8 RNU 804, 5 PPZ 247, 7 SJS 460, 6 CWH 101, 4 EYE 378. 4 WDN 818, 6980 5K2, 8 XTT 284, 6 UUN 996, 8 PCP 345, 66008 D2. 6 FKD 808, 8 XDY 104, 8 AWS 716, 8 EIC 311, 8 NOW 147, 7 HSR 229, 20266N2, 8 LDR 993, 8 KVG 447, ZTTS 129, 7LTM 558. 71C126, 7JSF 835, 8RMK 050, 22954M2, 7GAD 424, 7NHP 144. I think I read that one already. LVURFAC. Monitoring inside of Uptown and Country, which is of course across the street in relevant position from the Vons, where I was. Monitoring while I'm at that stoplight of Foothill and Euclid. 7GBR 261. Now recall, what I'm identifying as far as venues are these commercial venues, these businesses. I do sometimes identify venues that are residences to third parties. 6XAP 892. But let me be clear, they're all monitoring in relevant position while we're going up and down Euclid Avenue, where the state's fake sun is moving and directed light is ongoing amongst these minions that are driving in traffic. Their venues are these addresses up and down Euclid Avenue, the same exact P.O.C. So just want to make sure I specify that, if it isn't already clarified. 5SSS 798. 5JAT 651, 26748A3, 8SHG 306. Peculiarized light at Euclid and Holt. 8MWL 132. 8EOE 243. 7CIC 896. Seven TZM 065. 112RF handicap. 8 CEJ 411. 8 SFN 872. 8 KVS 167, 7 LAB 098, 8 JBK 782, 5 UVC 985, 7 RNV 820. Alright, those are demons while I'm sitting in the shade adjacent to this white Honda. In the shade, directed light on the driver's side of her vehicle. Okay, this inexplicable light just appearing, yellow colored light moving across that car. That's the demonic routine of hitting surfaces with light, and doing so while I'm reading those license plates. They're crossing paths with the same conduct of directed light. 7XRY 190, 6GPH 757.
Can the smoke get into your apartment?
Yeah, it goes through open windows, vents. Secondhand smoke is clever that way.
It can hurt you, even if it comes from another apartment.
Oh, yeah. In babies, secondhand smoke can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh, really?
6SQR 382.
Your building?
Well, yeah. Mine.
Then protect your home and your kids. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Brought to you by the LA County Department.
4FLX 049.
I heard the Federal Reserve may
It is currently 8:14 a.m.
mortgage rates have already
8 LTJ 301.
That's why we just refinanced owning. Transfer a title.
That's helicopter activity right here where I'm at the Carnegie Library in the Upland parking lot, and directed light is on the asphalt in the parking lot. That's as she stops the car, as I'm getting out, helicopter activity. I don't know what that is. Oh, crackers probably. It's 8:16 a.m. and I understand. All right, that's stopping underneath the lamp that is on during the day, where you don't need light. Stopping under the peculiarized light in the parking lot. Helicopter activity as I'm getting out of the vehicle. All right, that's license 4WON 432. Monitoring with every third party that I identified and those that I did not identify. There's one entity, the same fake sun, remaining in a relevant position to me inside of that vehicle, directed light while I'm inside of that vehicle. And those demons that I'm identifying by name, I'm speaking to an entity, all right, that is driving me around, subjecting to that criminal conduct. P.O.C. Directed light shooting in the parking lot while she's turning her car around, and engineered light. P.O.C. It is 8:17 a.m. Clearly no separation from the state stalking with directed light and helicopter. 7 ZUC 699, the same exact entity. Crossing path, including Southern California Edison. All right, engaging in monitoring to that helicopter activity. They're just driving past me, understand. They're maintaining presence in relevant position. I'm reading license plates as they drive past, engaging, crossing a path. Southern California Edison, the one that's documented on October 26th under the fake sun, where I'm remaining at the area where the 7-Eleven is at 204 North Euclid. And yesterday, as I'm showing you, as I deviate from that position, which I've already shown what Edison is doing while I'm in the city of Palmdale, while I'm in the city of Los Angeles. But yet again, while I deviate from that corner where SoCal Edison was using its vehicles to engage in the creation of light activity to act in concert with the government that's monitoring, practicing demonic activity, that's terrorism, all right, as it is engaged in by Edison, a commercial actor, stalking in the path with peculiarized light, creating audible activity in that engineered light, stalking with every other minion that I identified by license plate, molesting with that entity that I identified by license plate, and I identified by virtue of the placement of the fake sun over my head at that 204 North Euclid. Understand that same Edison is stalking in the path right now. License BU71N25. That demon crosses path while you're hearing a horn honk. That's audible activity, relevant positioning, and that minion is created. The state is aiming directed light underneath the panels in the parking lot of the Upland Public Library. The demons engage in that when I am speaking to a point as I am going to prosecute Edison. It's the same. I'm going to prosecute the entirety of the entity. But as I spoke to yesterday, when I was showing you more documentation with which I will prosecute FedEx, representing the people under that which is not the sun, that was not over the intersection of 204 North Euclid, the 7-Eleven, where Pepsi was engaging, and I took a picture which shall be a very negative campaign ad for what is terrorism by that commercial actor under the fake sun that was planted over me at that corner. Edison utilizing its vehicles to create peculiarized light, stalking in concert with this entity that's sounding activity while this demon is pacing in a car in a parking space in front of me. That is the same entity, Edison, that is in relevant position right now, parking beside Molly Super, where these demons are engaging in the P.O.C. as well. That is also incriminating Edison, who's in relevant position. But like I said, that documentation that I captured yesterday is incriminating to Edison that I documented the day before, and that's how documentation works. I'm still documenting that venue that is the city of Ontario that engaged in prolonged and is still monitoring while I go back and forth from Ontario. But understand the state's keeping its fake sun in the city of Ontario on Hope Boulevard and or Euclid Avenue while I'm there. And that has not changed. The fact that I'm in Upland is speaking to what the state was doing while I was capturing that fake sun over my head, that directed light inside of those venues and molesting my body day in and day out. Okay. That's what's showing what the state was doing. In the same way, that's exactly what I revealed about what Edison was doing. And there is zero form. Using Edison's function, where they're using that title, using that vehicle, using that brand to engage in stalking in the presence of the government, that's what's going to be the means whereby you are prosecuting that company for engaging in terrorism and stalking an American citizen and sexually violating as well. The state is touching, Edison is touching. Edison is contributing to that sexual violence by creating peculiarized light, which is demonic activity. Speaking to the condition of those employees of that company. All right. And that's the thorough analysis of what the state is doing while it's utilizing commercial actors. It's the demon possessed utilizing or working for those companies. And that's what you need to know about Amazon Prime, FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service, Pepsi, etc. That's what you need to know about these companies. They are demon possessed. These are the ones that are working for the company. They're the ones that are managing these companies, maintaining these businesses, and they are engaged. They are in the business of terrorizing American citizens. They have not identified and have not been prosecuted and identified as such because understand that this was never contemplated to reach that level. But that's exactly what you're doing. Stalking somebody with a fake sun and directed light and molesting their body day and night. All right. That's conduct that is intended to terrify. Okay. And doing it in concert with the government, that's unprecedented grounds for a criminal prosecution and draining your pockets civilly in court. 8LJT 301. That's an Asian male, I believe. Let me see. Appears to be an Asian male. It is currently 8:22 a.m. All right, minions filtering inside of the parking lot while I walk toward inside of the depths of the parking lot. Coming from City Hall, not bearing any license plate, not even a license plate holder on their car. Understand these demons anticipated being documented, engaging in criminal activity. Here we go, got one on the front, 7XWN680. License 7ZTF088, 8WHA862, 7LZV663, 7MVE024, 8UGW375. It is 8:31 a.m. Capturing video of what is the light activity. The state's fake sun. 6VXV475, that's a school bus. 84145 is the number. And molesting with directed light while doing so. Absolutely impossible. Light activity streaming backwards. 7FPY010. These are the minions on Arrow Highway crossing path. 8XIX608. Monitoring at Sammy's Market as well. Going inside of that parking lot, completing a purchase, whatever the demon does in order to be present, they're monitoring, they're in relevant position, and they are in the state's fake sun, molesting with the demons that I'm documenting in relevant position with directed light. All right, license 6EJX809. And what I captured on video, first of all, is the maintenance of peculiarized light. You have what is the state's fake sun over the Carnegie Library, where I am, 7JJP504. You have what is the directed light, which I gave a tutorial showing. I've shown this time and time again, but you're looking at what are the demons who are parked at this venue and showing what is the ongoing environment. As I'm reading their license plates, they're driving in directed light. These are the demon possessed in a demonic environment, engaging in stalking someone who is aware in his document. I'm going to drag them in court. License 8SMG813. Try to convince someone else you're not demon possessed, because that's exactly what you're showing. And that is criminal while you're engaging in stalking with a government, engaging in demonic tactics to do so. 6ZZW506, 8TDH285, 6FBZ486, 6VZA210, 7XDE703, 8NK228, 8RXF745, 5AWD445, 5BJL751, 8MZU770, 7XZG206, 8LIV631. All right, and just like I stated, the state engaging in this ongoing molestation, concentrating that sexual violence and that terrorism with its directed light, engineered light that is entirely unnatural and impossible to naturally be occurring. 8UMF246, 7BUD778, 8ETA132. Concentrating that inside of the vehicle that I sleep in, and this stalker, 7WOX798, knows exactly where that is. All right, that's why they're stalking with the government that's aiming that directed light inside of the car, just like they're doing now. 8HSV724, while a light show is occurring on the trees on the sidewalk while they drive by. BE97LO4. It's called demonic activity. 6XVD0043. Substantially similar. 8J06611. 3229C3. I can't really see that one. 8BTF303. Sammy's Market is located at, I don't see an address for it. It's at the intersection. I'll get the address for that in a second. 1WG9165, mission, linen, and uniform service. Unless their mission is stalking, I'm going to prosecute them. They got two different license plates on that truck. It's identified as mission, linen, and uniform service. 6ZPK509, 8SBH737, 8NWA269, group stalking at Sammy's Market Liquor, right across the street. 8SVP127, 5XDK265, 8, I can't really see that one, that's paper. 6GAN987, 8WYF831, 8CZJ032, 68003D1, 8CYW211, and that one is driven by a white male. He's got a white t-shirt on, driving the 8NWA269. That's a demon-possessed stalker, 47095A1. While he opens his door, directed light bouncing in the middle of the street where these demons are patrolling, 7KJR011. That's a demon, okay? That's what they all are, but I'm just letting you know the weird conduct that they engage in. 8EOM917, 8PQY845, 8CIG068. And guess what? Weird is interchangeable with terrifying. It's designed to terrify the ordinary target individual. You'll be prosecuted and dragged in court for that. And your mental state shall be brought into question 03272X1 while you engage in that demented activity and monitoring an American citizen. 7NVR518. 8NHD400. 51945B2. That's a psychopath that does that. That's not an insane person. It's demon possession. All right. 8HZB351, 7PLS168, 6DNB710, 7MBT779, 8AFA899, 7AHG420, 7CGP544, 6LBR066, 24V574, I can't really see that one though, 7YGE522, 34389A3, 6UUX079, 6SPP096, 8DTB166, 5CLC12, but I can't really see the rest of that one. It's an old Toyota Camry. 5WGM276. Brinks Security, you already know, they're kidnappers, they're stalkers and sex offenders. Brinks Security. License plate. And they have federal plates on their vehicles. 8YJH605. (93681F2) in the parking lot of the Sammy's Market. Maintaining presence, group stalking with the rest of the minions. 8ALL319. 8MAK853. 8LMX086, a disgusting creature that is a stalker and a demon-possessed one, is also digging in her nose. License 7D20213. 7YNZ805. PO916548. That's a government plane on a Ford. 7FBT018. 8HZU388. 8ETP516. 70220T2. 6WXL283. 7YT, I can't really see that. Student transportation, molesting again, 6NNV062. Bus V414. All right, sexual violence and driving around with the rest of the minions doesn't make a difference. Same demon possession, same stalker. 5ZOW247. 75929W1. 8GIW273. 8USZ597. 7RDY970. 5FQG612. 6RDM437. 8LJZ890. Studying their communication devices, boy. Satan is on a mission that he's already lost. JTE8. 8UCM459. Needs to be known what Satan understand as a spirit operating over an individual, just like I'm showing you in video after video. You're witnessing demonic activity. Their demon possession is based on that demonic environment that they're in, the demonic behavioral pattern that they engage in, all right? And the ongoing demonic conduct that they are corporately practicing together. 6RML329, the maintenance of presence. All right? That is what is revealing demon possession, not the way that you look or the car you drive or the job that you have. And let me be clear, 8PRG250, this demonic environment is specifically identifying the demon possessed. All right? 6TWD636. And this is revealing 7GIP008, 8CFK639, demon possessed. All right? And heavy sickness with regard to the disease of demon possession in the state of California. WRMHGS, this is the reality of the condition. All right, 5R39055, 3FLD793, 6LBC241. That is speaking to the government. All right, that is speaking to it doesn't matter what company you are from. Say you've got a company that originates in Arkansas. I haven't documented Arkansas, okay? But let me be clear, it is reasonable to posit that documenting a government engaging in this system, California is not the only one. 8NRK693, 8LUM690, 7TQM660. But I will say I haven't documented Arkansas, okay? Haven't been there. MRSCOYT, 7WMY620,
66701N2. 6BZZ361. And this impossible light activity, this conduct, is tethering the people of the state. All right? 26388C3. What ties them together? The demonic environment, the demonic conduct. These are demons. All right? Driving their vehicles. All right? Their demon possession is demonstrated through their conduct. What they're doing as they are molesting somebody in concert with the government, while this, which is not sunlight, that is entirely molest. I've shown you this in video after video. That is the proof of what is demon possession. I've already prosecuted these demons in the natural in a court where they are in no way impervious to that objective evidence of what is stalking in concert with the government. All right. What I have done is what was unanticipated, which is the creation of a framework, a legal framework whereby you can literally identify what is demonic. Where the government is practicing this, it's the practicing of demonic activity, which is no longer foreign. All right. It's no longer a fallacy. It's 5WMD288. All right. But second of all, you have what is the tethering together. How are they tethered together? They're not individuals just driving by on the street. These are demons that are stalking together. They're demons. 8VKT323, 8NOK132, 7NTA375, and you know this by their deeds, okay? 8JJN966, but I can't really see that one, 20338J2. That's the truth. That's how you know that. 7AAP112. And that looks like a law enforcement in a civilian vehicle. 8FSD509, 8PGF321, 07004C3, commercial vehicle, 24300J2. AAA 23662T2. Oh no, Summit Towing Company is on the side of it. AAA is on the top of it. 8HE2121. 8FNU319. V542KO. And like I stated, I have already shown this. When I can pull up video after video of what is that which is engineered light, the state's directed light, just beaming one after another at the same time that people are driving by, and it is occurring with simultaneity to their driving by under that which is not the sun, all right? But even if that was the sun, we can take away that argument and say, let's just capture what I was capturing. That's clearly not sunlight with this sun that's over my head, all right? And it's occurring while these people are driving by at the same time. And I've captured this on intersection after intersection after intersection. This is what they're all doing. And these are supposedly strangers who are not in any way linked together. They're all going about their business under the guise of what's supposed to be normalcy. But I'm showing you that's impossible light activity. That's not sunlight. All right. And it's occurring underneath what's supposed to be the sun. That's not the sun, and that's not sunlight. And that is not what is occurring when you're driving by underneath the sun. All right. You're looking at what is the state's engineered light. You're looking at the state's light source, which is following me, speaking to the stalking conduct of the people of the state and their corporate demon possession. That's demonic activity, what they're doing with that light. All right. When I can capture video after video of that is the prosecution of the people of the state. That is a revealing of what is their condition, demon possession. It is revealing what is a sex offender. Understand this demon possession, that is the condition of them. They are violent sex offenders. All right. They are engaging in what is touching while they're stalking. All right. Engaging in terrorism. And license 8DSU452, 5TRC958, 8JAG631, 7ACR214. 8UGV047, 6SWE324, 45496F2, 09710T2, 7MWD501, student transportation again, another sex offender, license 7JJX253. All right, you need to know the demon possessed are driving around with school buses with minions, and understand those children are very well likely demon possessed as well, but you cannot be sure. I was an exception, okay? It doesn't pass through the blood. I was an exception. I am not demon possessed. I am not of that condition. 6CJ2773, and they have no business in those positions. All right, the demon possessed, stalking with the government, they have no position around children. They have no business in law enforcement. They have no business in the medical profession. There is so much to be deduced from what I'm revealing that the government is engaging in, that the people of the state are engaging in. What is the condition of the demon possessed? All right, demonic activity is a part of life. Let me be clear in case you're naive about that. Demonic activity, demon possession, Satan itself. All right, this is spiritual darkness, evil. All right, it is a part of life. It is that which is very common, whether you're ignorant to it or not, 8LXL668. But let me be clear, there is a legal framework to address what is the criminal conduct of the demon possessed. All right, and you are able to identify that demon possession by the outward conduct. 8ABF262, and it is practiced by a government. They're not doing it by themselves. Demons don't act individually. Demons act corporately. They're packs of demons. They're very timid creatures, but actually, all right, they engage in, when they're fearful, they engage in the acts of hostility that I've shown. That's actually fear. They're scared. 79358J1. They're horrified. 6UPV604. And how is that communicated? It's communicated in a terrifying threat. 6WJD048, 8SKS158, 6HVR390. The ordinary target individual is subject to terrorism and would reasonably be terrified by that when they're recognizing that they're being followed around by strangers, that an environment that is totally unnatural is occurring everywhere they're at. Everything is exceedingly loud everywhere that they go. W533NO, everywhere that they're going, you've got this crazy light activity while it's touching all over your body. At the same time that people are moving all around you, you're looking at this and you're not necessarily understanding what that's about. It's demonic. It's straight out of the pit of hell. They are demented stalkers, and they're doing it with the government. They're not doing it individually. It's not just a certain club no, this is the people of the state. It's a demonic condition, all right? And this is occurring, it's a state system with regard to the prosecution of that public entity, all right? 22678E3. 2971P, handicap, 8DTN792. 7XNP040. 6RMU396. 7VCD270. Enterprise 09019G3. Let me be clear. Directed light moving what is right onto me while they're on the opposite side of the street, driving west on Arrow Highway. Absolutely impossible light, going out of their way to touch. All right, that is a hostility of a demon-possessed stalker driving a commercial vehicle, acting on behalf of the entire entity, molesting with all the rest of them, all right? But this is the ridiculously impossible light contact. That's the sex offender. The government, just like any other stalker that you don't want touching you, is going to be prosecuted for being an exceedingly violent and threatening, terrorizing molester. 8VKF198, 8PQD303, 8WNJ673, 8BQE967, 8DCJ634, 8YKF271, 8SGZ121, 7VXG083, 7AKA626, 8VQC322, 7JJM675, U.S.NATV, a stalker, 7ROG671. Doesn't matter what you got on your license plate. It's revealed what the substance of your condition is, and that's a psychopath, and that's a stalker with a U.S. Navy license plate. All right? License 4DOU164, student transportation 7JOY189. All right? And understand those demons are repeatedly crossing paths in those vehicles while I'm identifying the fact that they're not going to have anything to do with children. All right? License 8BJK102, Omnitrans demon crossing path. You've seen what Omnitrans does with light. That's what they're all doing. 8PCW447, 8G10320, 58657T2, Golden Bear Towing, 5YHA680, 7HMG437, 7GBC112, 2074 S42, I can't really see it. Directed light on the facilitating venue of Sammy's Market. All right, where the directed light or the fake sun is over, your venue. 39133V2. Aside from the fact that directed light is occurring in the middle of the street while demons are in the parking lot of that venue. 8DTH756, and the fake sun is directly over me, and directed light is all over the sidewalk across the street from that venue. It is no way separate, all right? The minion of Sammy's Market, it's a facilitating venue. It is monitoring with the rest of these demons. 6SWW788. 6V28453, 8FOE963, 7UIR170, 7LDB280, 7SZF477, 8KJV254, 8LJP720, 6SOC253, 8SSF064, 6FPU075, NPN5473 Texas, 8EQG606, 7WYH969, excuse me. And the reality of the government system is that I'm identifying the government that's crossing paths in these vehicles, SAKURAK, because they're stalking in concert with that government. The government is molesting, and every single last one is called vicarious presence. 8KWX 149, 8PTG 160, 1343. I can't really see that one. Let's see, license 4KIV 891. Every single last one of them vicariously present, stalking on behalf of that entity. 6WDM 188, which is a public entity, and this is corporately the government directly and vicariously acting as a demonic entity. All right, this is demonic activity engaging. They are engaging in criminal conduct, and it happens to be a government that is operating this satanic system. Okay, that's the reality. That's the breakdown. And you're identifying the government as you read any license plate, any address, get any image where the government is monitoring you and molesting you through third parties such as 6CHC 611, through 8WEF 236. 4XYM 195, and there is no getting out of that documentation or that pattern of conduct. What the state is doing on a daily basis, at nightfall as well. This is a sex offender molested at night, all right, stalking at night, terrorizing at night. It doesn't change. 7XRF 914, 8DSF 811. It is currently 8:51 a.m. Mission coming back. License, the front license plate is 9G38864, US.012615. The back plate is, I read it already and I can't really see it, but anyway, that's Mission Linen and Uniform Service. License plate 5MYX241, 8LLW156, 8KNZ101. 8GAU212, monitoring with the baby in the back seat, engaging in sexual violence, engaging in stalking as the government, engaging in terrorism, and doing so with a baby in the back seat. You're not going to bring your kid, or unless you want to lose your kid, while you're engaging in a bank robbery or any sort of heist, all right, and engaging in any sexual violence. You will bring your kid, you're going to lose your kid. It's the same thing when you want to do so in concert with the government. 7DYW372, 7VJG367, 6YSJ892, 4LEK389, 8WES853, 6TYM158. It is a new day. And what Satan has been doing in the darkness, in concert with the people, thinking they can do it in plain sight, and it's not known. That was in the past. What you're doing is done in plain sight now. It is no longer concealed. What the people and what the government is doing, and the ways in which you do that, where it's documented, you will be prosecuted just like any other stalker, just like any other sex offender. All right. And it is exceedingly worse because you're the government. You represent the government. 8SDR072, 7XGD 653, 7ZEW759. What is done in the darkness always comes to light. 7ATT040, 8SPR244, 5ZQF579 always comes to light. 7T33518 and not directed light. The true light. 7FZM292, 63745V1, 6XNG536, 8GQG853. Group stalker loitering in relevant position in the parking lot of Sammy's Market, pacing in and out, exits the venue, sitting in his vehicle, studying his communication device, gets out of his vehicle again. Another group stalker joining him in the parking lot. The state is aiming directed light on the wall of Sammy's Market. Just want to be clear, there's monitoring. He likely has surveillance cameras. You're looking at what is demon possession monitoring on that at that venue. 5XCT693, 7CJD386. FedEx crossing path, crossing Arrow and Euclid Avenue. It is 8:54 a.m. N5797 handicap, 7UJS011. $8JYF900, 8J50728, E20800, 7CJN973, 22979, J1, 7TGH143. Directed light on the side of the Upland City Hall in the shade while 8J50728 turns from this side street onto Arrow Highway. Impossible light activity, that's a demon, okay? That's called terrorism as well. They engage in this weird conduct. This is designed to terrify the ordinary target individual. SPNGLSH, 8PLA645, 8UTZ052, 7KFE721, paper, AV93F23, 8VIS181. that license plate saying Spanglish. Well, if they're not from America, they're going to be deported out of here. You don't have a right to be here anyway, and you don't belong here when you want to monitor and terrorize an American citizen. 8BTX 836, you don't belong here. 7KCN 207, pack you and your demonic possessed family and get up out of this country. License LABLUVV, and I say that unapologetically because it's evil. 7CPK 086, 8P08 574, 1889 7W2, 6XJT 195. Ooh, I read that one already. 7VJH 465. Student transportation 7KIF 262, driven by a white female. I'm sorry, not transportation. That is Visser bus services, driven by a white female. Looks to be aged. Ear link bob. 7MBL 550, 4EOZ 498. BD 59630, directed light behind me on the wall of the I'm still at the parking lot area of the city hall. Directed light behind me while that minion in that white van whose license plate I just read crosses path. All right. Demon possessed stalker 7CLA 260, 7XMG 208, 6KXL 607, 8UQL 542, 5. I can't say that one. 5UULJ, I can't really see that one. 28273G2, 4, I can't really see that one either. 8VMK 501, 8DGS 412, 8JXJ 266, 6RML 329, that's IVRS, the acronym on that door of that van. And light all the way across the street. The same with Platinum Care Medical Transportation, 66701N2. A sex offender, and then directed light on the passenger side hitting Sammy's Market while that demon crosses path in that commercial vehicle. License 5CUA 634. Penske crossing path. License 3142443. The back license plate is the same. That's Penske. 5PLR 467, 7SBJ 355. Just like I showed you while I'm in the downtown historic Upland, just like I showed you with my video right now at the parking lot inside of this venue where the fire department and the city hall is. But that demon that pulled in that parking lot, stalking in the path while doing so, stalking with activity, in other words, while doing so, he pulls up and parks in directed light. That creates activity. So his timing is specific to what I'm doing. That's a demon. And then you're looking at what is the directed light just spewing from the vehicle. That's what I showed you right now on my video. Not right now, but I captured video, which I'll be publishing. All right, what you're looking at, it's podcast and video documentation, all right, for your eyes to witness. Demon possession, demonic activity by a government and by a people, all right? This happens to be the people of the state of California. Psychopaths, demon-possessed stalkers, and violent sex offenders. License, DS665, old as dirt, yes, sex offender. 5XXL 344, 7MNV 363. It's that demon spirit that is operating in them, and you are characterized by what you're doing. 7D15038. License plate 8FYV190, and you're looking at what is the direct light. That's what they're doing, and it's spewing all the way across the street. I mean, that's called terrorism. Okay, that's a weirdo. License FJ229, handicap. That's African American female. 6ZJY379, 6ATV030. Directed light to the passenger side toward me, and the shadow of the vehicle to the driver's side. That directed enlarged size of that shadow, just like I showed you. They're demons. 7ZTP187, 7PWR903. These are psychopaths, they're weirdos. All right, that's the reality of demon possession. 8WVL227, 8SFS137, 5XDK265, 8LKA402, 7WCF461, 8VMX357, 6X22953, 7NUP335, 8MSC916, 432282, but I can't really see that one. Malcolm, look to the blue, 31276F2. All right. Malcolm's going to be looking to let me see, looking to get a representation. I'm going to prosecute Malcolm. Looking to the blue. That's funny. Anyway, it is 9 a.m. on the dot. All right, license plate 8YCE 214. 8SAJ943, and I want to make sure I identify, just like I did in the video, the psychopath that is monitoring the documentation, that is stalking, all right, that is sitting on the edge of a seat with every word that I utter, all right, turns down, in other words, I put that in air quotes, turns down the directed light while the demon-possessed drive by, okay? All right, engaging in all manner of a light shows, reaching across the street to touch me with directed light, all right, hitting Sammy's Markets and the brick wall behind me and the fake sun. What I have already established with regard to the P.O.C. is already established. There is no question about it, and I've already shown I'm not interested in making up fables, and I don't need to make up fables. When I say the state is stalking in a helicopter, that's exactly what you see in hundreds and hundreds of videos, the state stalking in helicopter. Very tailored to where I am and occurring more often than not, all right? And occurring in that environment that also happens to coexist with that stalking conduct of the state. That's just one example, all right? I've shown you what is directed light, shown you what is the fake sun, and it's remaining over here at 9 o'clock in conflict with where I captured it yesterday, far from 204 North Euclid, all right? Where I am at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's not over the parking lot. But also what you're going to pay attention to, this parking lot is the same parking lot of the Upland Public Library where the state's keeping its fake sun feet away. All right, not at 204 North Euclid. Again, that's where it goes, 7-Eleven. When I'm over there, it's over the parking lot because I am here. And these demons are here monitoring with that entity, molesting and terrorizing with directed light. 6UXN277. And the psychopath turns down that light activity as I start pressing record. RISKMOM. All right. Her risk is demon possession. Her risk is burning in hell. She's a quarter of a block away from dying. She's old as dirt. 8VZJ394. 5EPN663, that's a psychopath, okay? 6CDN108, that's a psychopath who has already documented what the state is doing with light, who it's doing it with. P282AO is not a mystery, all right? 5ZWX291, that's a psychopath. That's the impermissible threat. Obstruction of justice is built into the P.O.C. 8XUA067, the ordinary targeted individual shall be believed upon establishing that P.O.C. because the government is monitoring, the government is a psychopath, and it's demonic in nature. That's Omnitrends that you hear creating audible activity. Route 85, license plate 1545806, directed light on both of the walls. Both of the walls meaning Sammy's Market Liquor, that's a surface right here across the street from me. Aiming directed light on there, directed light on the brick wall of the Upland City Hall in the shade while Omnitrends is crossing the path. That's speaking of what Omnitrends is doing. All right, that's how you analyze that. It's absolutely unnatural. This unnatural environment is speaking to what you are doing in relevant position. 4HGB316, 8WGB769, 8TRR263, 8ERF110. 8NU1, I'm sorry, 8N, I can't see that. 8NUU720. Yeah, 8NUU720. Excuse me, 6XTT151. It is currently 9:06 a.m., but nonetheless, regardless, directed light, you can see directed light while they're in the shade, okay? Driving what is north and south on Arrow Highway, under what is the fake sun that's remaining over the parking lot of the Upland City Hall / the Upland Fire Department / the Upland Public Library, 8NNK647, 36784 T1, 7PIC385, P361NO. And like I've already shown you what and I understand that there's steps to it. There's levels, okay? And so what I've done is I've been very thorough, 8UQM347, in laying out the evidence. And you're seeing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. EV264, that's handicap. And what I'm showing you is the conduct, the pattern of conduct. 8TJK752. Now what you're doing is understanding what are the legal conclusions that you are drawing from that pattern of conduct, okay? Now, when you're looking at what is the state's directed light, what is always coexisting with the state's directed light during the day? Because at nightfall, you're talking about multiple shadows, that's directed light. That's the state's engineered light. You're talking about at nightfall, the state, as I showed you the methods of directed light, while I'm in that car onto the passenger door, which is not even facing the street. There is no headlights that's touching that. It's the window of the passenger side is facing that Minion's address of 325 West G Street. It's facing the Minion's address of 630 North Fern. It is not any way visible seeing brake lights or headlights from the minions that are intentionally crossing paths, just like they are now in the state's environment. 8G10320. Okay, that's demonic activity, that's terrorism, and that is the state engaging in the creation of light, illuminating that vehicle, that the stalker knows where I'm sleeping at night. Okay, stalking. All right, let me be clear, this is also why I left my private residence upon understanding and realizing that my privacy was being invaded, okay, by an army of freak weirdos that were crowding around my home. As I look out my window, as I go to take out the trash, I mean, sitting around in their cars with their brake lights, headlights on, doing weird stuff. And I am discerning evil, okay? But I'm observing my environment, all right? And so you can't just go off of what you discern. I mean, I can, as a matter of faith and understanding the radar that I've been given, the internal radar. But let me be clear, with regard to prosecuting it, which is the purpose, you have to have objective evidence. And so understand that's a threat to your livelihood, to your safety, and the third party that was in my home, an ongoing threat, monitoring for years with these demons. They are affiliated by that demon possession, all right? But they are personally strangers, okay? But let me be clear, they're familiar with each other based on the spirit that they share. It's demon possession. And that's the reality of the third party that was in my apartment in the city of Upland, where the state kept its fake sun over that venue, all right? Where I was subject to corporate invasion of privacy by an entity, where the state was flying over my home in planes and helicopters, and I hadn't realized it yet, all right? The state was stalking via law enforcement. So let me be clear. When I am showing you video after video and you're looking at the pattern of conduct, and you're seeing it over and over again, you're going to get to what are the legal conclusions. I'm showing you how I'm not just pulling it out of thin air. You're looking at a pattern of conduct and you're going to prosecute the legal conclusions that you are reasonably deducing based on that pattern of conduct. What the state is doing with its directed light, what is always present during the day when you're looking at this directed light that's molesting my body and all over the surfaces, the state's fake sun. So what are you reasonably concluding? I have already established what the state is doing with its directed light, with its engineered light, that which is not the sun, that which is not sunlight. So therefore, I have shown you what is the state's fake sun, which is right here remaining over the parking lot. Clearly not the sun. That's already been proven. That's a fact. That's not the sun. You have what is the testimony of the ordinary target individual. Take me out of it. The ordinary target individual is stating that I'm being molested, or they might not even use that word. Light is just touching all over my body. It's blinding me. And every time that they walk by or they drive by and then this light comes out of nowhere, however, the ordinary person that is being accosted in this way and does not know what it is, doesn't know what the source is, and they're just describing what happens. This is documentation revealing what the pattern of conduct by the government is. And where the state's fake sun is, this is where the state's engineered light is occurring while the demons who are patrolling around, they're cockroaches maintaining corporate presence, and they're shooting light. The state is shooting light all over the place. All right, that's terrorism. All right, that is not only fearful, and then the state is touching your body with it. All right, and what I'm speaking to with regard to the reasonable conclusion, where the psychopath wants to turn down its directed light on the asphalt, the fake sun is right here. The state is always engaging in that conduct with that directed light while demons are crossing path, while the fake sun is out. And I've got a video right here where the state's fake sun is over. So this is what I'm telling you. This is a reasonable conclusion. And there is no getting out of the pattern of conduct. I'm showing you what is the legal analysis for a criminal that's practicing demonic activity. And let me tell you what that is. That's Satan having a breakdown. 6NGC199. It's also referred to as audible activity in the fake sun. But let me be clear. That's Satan having a breakdown, because I'm going to drag that demon in court. I'm going to drag him in court. That's what that noise is about. I'm just letting you know. That's the demonic. That's how they behave. It is 9:11 a.m. So I just want to give you that video that I captured while the state engages. I'm documenting on my podcast. I'm being molested with light. I mean, substantial light. And that is, I don't have to exaggerate. And I am a legal practitioner. I don't need a license from this sex offender, the state of California, in order to justify my legal expertise. I got the training, and that's all I needed. You can't take my knowledge from me. You can't take my skill set from me. So what you have is the ability to understand what is the pattern of conduct underway, whether the government that is monitoring, the psychopath that's monitoring your documentation, immediately turns off that conduct as you start trying to document it. That's what the entity will engage in. That's what they'll do, all right? The targeted individual is not lying. I'm showing you the documentation. I've already proven directed light. I've already proven a fake sun. I've already proven stalking with an environment. Understand the psychopath tries to stop that conduct while it is monitoring your documentation, okay? That's called the impermissible threat. It's obstruction of justice. It's the demon-possessed psychopath. All right, 06508T1 monitoring at Sammy's Market. And so with regard to showing what is the fake sun is right here. The state is always engaging in that light conduct where the fake sun is present, and it's not sunlight. But you're always looking at that. When you're looking at my videos of what the state is doing with its impossible light, what am I also showing you? The state's fake sun, which is very often, first of all, that's not sunlight, but often I've captured it where it's not even commensurate with the placement of the state's fake sun. Let me get this demon's license plate. She was loitering in relevant position. She's the one I'm capturing, walking away from her car. What's she doing? She's crossing path. And as she turns back, understand that demon is aware that I'm turning my camera in that direction. That's demonic activity, okay? 7GWH866. She's been loitering in relevant position. So what you are looking at is the video, which you can still see directed light, but I am making my point. The unstable mindset of the demon-possessed, the psychopath, that is not going to get away with criminal conduct. Okay? Prosecution is designed to protect the mind of the target individual. It's designed to protect the person of the target individual. It's designed to protect the reasonable, the reasonable sensibilities of the target individual, all of which is violated by the entity that is engaging in this pattern of conduct. It's designed to protect the constitutional rights and your rights inside of a courtroom as well. It's designed to protect comprehensively the target individual, all right, inside and out. All right, so you have what is the state turning down the directed light. The documentation of the fake sun right over my head is showing you what the state is doing. You don't have to make it up, all right? And that is a reasonable conclusion based on the accumulated objective evidence of the state stalking with light and what the environment is as the state is doing that. The state's directed light during the day is always occurring where the fake sun is right there also over my head, right there also over the venue where I'm at. That's what the psychopath is doing, okay? So I just want to make sure I provide that legal analysis for you. 7GWJ150. It is currently 9:13 a.m. Ryder is crossing path. Ryder, R-Y-D-E-R. It's P.O.C. All right, it is 9:14 a.m. License plate 78KG 948 8NID 513 94269M2 8PUA 802 623LE handicap 21306C2. The gas company, SoCal Gas, license 68003D1, 7ZZB 780, I believe, I can't really see that one, or 870, but you can scratch that, I can't really see that clearly. License 8LMU 305. License 8J11976, 8WPG065, 7UGD111, 8AJH632, 5GPM106, 96144R2, 6Z52542, 8RET337, 6NYB111, 8W19213, 6X31128, I believe, 5MQG337, 8AUH331, 8SYW834, 6SSP843, 7YAU640, 8DMJ138, 6CBS178, 8PIX365, I believe that's I. Yeah. License 6KQA638. It is currently 9:16 a.m. Let me get this school bus. I want to get this sex offender driving a school bus. It's student transportation, 7JJX224, and direct light onto the asphalt along the driver's side. Again, it's on the side. It's focused on where I am. All right, it's 9:16 a.m. This is P.O.C. And that bus is driven by a Caucasian female. She's got long, like dark curly hair. P.O.C. 8YDN017 4513 45213S1 7VCG008 and Molly Super, in case I have not already specified that they are monitoring, but I believe I did when I pointed out SoCal Edison, which was stalking at the corner. Understand Molly Super's, SoCal Edison stalking at the corner at the perimeter is doing the same thing as the license plate that I just read of the third party in the van. The only difference So-called Edison is a commercial brand, and that third-party group stalker is using their family vehicle, okay? There is no difference with regard to the demon possession, the stalking, and the path conduct. You were speaking to the exposure of that commercial actor to prosecution for engaging in terrorism with the government. License 5R HV 573 7UQK 400 8XIS 625 8HTY 148. And the state's fake sun no longer over that parking lot of the fire department, the library, and the city hall, remaining in alignment with me as I'm now walking south on 1st Avenue and leaving from that location where I showed you on video where it is, where I'm showing you the directed light, showing you where they're parked. They're all parked in engineered light. That's a venue for monitoring, and the state's fake sun is remaining with me, in alignment with me as I'm walking on 1st Avenue now. That's P.O.C. 8 PHS 046. That is deliberate activity where that environment is present. That is a demon on a bike, stalking with noise, facilitating activity. So you're understanding the demons and how they operate together. 6WIT 288. JAG 631. JQT 361. 8WIH 581.
Sorry.
No, you're not. It's called audible activity. That's a demon-possessed stalker. She starts hollering as I begin to pick up my phone. Directed light. My shadow's on both sides of me. B17C. I can't really see that. That's a paper plate. But I will get these minions at 204 North Euclid Avenue, where the state's fake sun was not over yesterday. Contrary to what I'm documenting, as I get dropped off over here and state keeps its fake sun here while I'm here. That's how you know what these minions are doing, whether they work here, whether they're getting their car washed, whether they're delivering the mail and stopping and stalking at a gas pump, just like FedEx was doing yesterday at 720 9th Street at the Shell Gas. 06101P2, 7XKV875, 8PQS193, 8DAY075, 7WLN 748, 7328 OT1, MDALEX. And it's 9:23 a.m. And again, just like I showed you a long time ago, but as of late, just yesterday, I gathered more substantial documentation of what is impossible light activity covering the sidewalk as I walk down the street. That's terrorism. 8WON 428 and 8CYV 306. And they are positioned on the side of the store on camera, P.O.C, where the state is aiming directed light on the brick wall. And they're on camera, positioned in their car with car doors open. They're stalking in the path while I'm in the store, okay? It's P.O.C. It is 9:23 a.m. 7WLN 748. 7ZTN 354. Directed light on the driver's side. So the magnified size of the shadow is along the driver's side because the fake sun is where the car wash side, over the car wash side of her vehicle. And this is the one that completed a purchase in the store. And you have what is directed light, just like I showed you, for example, with Upland Police. The shade, you're seeing what the fake sun is over the vehicle, and it's shade, and then you just have light that just appears out of nowhere, all right? This is directed light in the shade. She's monitoring 8LYJ339. And that's demon possession. 8DUR307, 7XKV875, and 06101P2. They're maintaining presence at the venue. And the third parties that I told you, that's called positioning. They're maintaining presence while I'm inside of the store, parking in the lot. And they are on camera doing so. Let me be clear. And by the way, this is how you are also understanding what is the documentation of the demonic activity while it's underway, while they're engaging in federal stalking. They're all stalking in the path. That's what you're looking at on surveillance cameras. I'm just pointing it out to you, but that goes without saying. The demonic system is ceaselessly underway, and they are all stalking in the path, and you're witnessing the ways in which they do so on surveillance cameras of the venues. All right? It is currently 9:29 a.m. (53318A1) 7 BCV 5. I can't really see that one. ZV3 622, but I can't really see that. 59900E1. That's a commercial vehicle. Looks like Perez. State is aiming direct the light in the shade across the Upland First United Methodist Church. UPS is crossing path with those demons. GOSSFAM. While the state is engaging in that terrorism, shooting it across the street. They're driving north. You're talking about yards of directed light streaming across the street, onto the grass, onto the sidewalk, reaching up to the church building where I'm walking. All right, those are stalkers that are focused on my position. Those are stalkers that are stalking in the path with the government. Those are stalkers that are demon possessed. And those are stalkers that are engaging in terrorism. 7BHZ 561. 37427G3. 7MLW 965. 7GGP 772. 6C47824. BMANLUV 8TTJ 475. You already know about FedEx. They're crossing paths with these demons. 8KXL, hold on. License 8KXL227. 5TDT 624. Cold Star Ice, California 381341. 7V6. I can't really see the rest of that license plate, but that's a California U.S. dot number. Cold Star Ice Company. Got a demon that's coming walking on the sidewalk in order to cross path in the shade. Seven 9321V2. HTS 218. 8TOY 303. You got another demon manning the path in the middle of the street. This is a Caucasian male. Understand a demon utilizing a homeless person to stalk in the path. It's demon possession. All right, it is 9:32 a.m. And I'm pointing this out because these are means of maintaining presence in the path, stalking in the path, and maintaining close proximity. UPS again. That demon in 81064D3. 7CFK177, 7MYT090, 7XMG628, 8RUS693, 62222C3, 7T41124, 2842783, 8LNJ111. You have another demon in operation of their communication device, walking on the sidewalk, coming from the bike trail, crossing path. And these in license plates, with license plates 57260Z1, 8U04152, 8ELS195, 7YAK323, 8PYG143, 8GYG198, 6TLC412, 8TKG014, 8NED284, 8SBM461, BT37N15 paper, 7VZR359, 38495X1. Group stalking at Sammy's Market, which is at the bike trail and Euclid Avenue. All right, I was at the Sammy's Market that was off of Arrow Highway and Euclid Avenue on the opposite side. 7DBW821, 7FTM8783, and the State's Fake Sun is right over me, where I am now at the Upland Unified School District. And those are demons inside of that Upland Unified School District administrative building, monitoring, demon possessed. 8RVV949, that demon can't take his eyes off his phone while he's aiming it in my direction, driving north on Euclid Avenue at 9:34 a.m. A truck is a means of peculiarized light at Sammy's Market at the bike trail and Euclid Avenue. 1602597, 8KHN422, 7ARP570, 8PCH976, 7GVE909, 8HLT829, BE36WO3 paper, 7FJW, I can't really see that one, 7UZE402, 7E50049, 8069821, 4KJ4023 is a trailer on the back of that license plate that I just read. And you have another demon in a UPS vehicle. License 7JHP075, that's not UPS, that's another third party. UPS is in alignment. J491XO. Crossing the path, they turn onto I believe that is 9th Street. 7MGJ482. JMR 536. It is 9:35 a.m. Student Transportation of America engaging in terrorism driving on the opposite side of Euclid Avenue. 06966B1, 2117OC2, 78GV887, 7DJX, 7DXJ500, excuse me, 7FFW535, 7SHJ673. For GNW 730. It's 9:36. 7ZJE457, 6CFC120. 6ZUH242, 7FBO305, 8VYR589, 6XYR225, 7CWR319, 44782G2. BMK2819, that's the Arizona plate. Plane engines flying right over, flying east over Euclid Avenue, right where I'm at, where the fake sun is also present. 8NRC160, 8MGD266, 8K21155, 7TRF947, 8PXB255. Captured a video. What is the state flying over? And by flying over, I mean flying east over Euclid, where I'm standing. 5JHD488. I believe I read that old geezer's license plate already. Ordinarily, I do have respect for my elders. I am encountering evil on a massive scale, and I'm identifying the spirit that's operating within the people. 8W62117, and I have no respect for it. 6 ZKW389, and besides that, who I am and my history and my track record speaks for itself. Who I am while I'm documenting a government engaging in unprecedented criminal conduct, threatening my life, and sexually violating me on a constant basis. The way I deal with these minions is admirable under those circumstances. So this is speaking to my description. Anyway, in video, what I just captured at approximately 9:38 a.m., the state is flying east over Euclid, right where I'm standing, right in front of the Upland Unified School District, where the fake sun is also present, distinct from being over me at the intersection of Arrow and Euclid, okay? And there's another plane flying over, speaking to these minions that I'm about to document on my podcast. It's 9:40 a.m. Stalking with the state in airplane, 8ATM755, 6YJU494, 7J125, 7J15, I can't see that one, 8TJD184, 6V40445, 8JHJ861, and that is the state patrolling, flying back and forth right here over me, where the fake sun is positioned over the Upland Unified School District. That is no possible way coexisting with what I captured clearly over in a distinct location. You're also going to realize what sort of migration of a sun is that. It's not the sun, it's the fake sun, all right? And that is also the maintenance of the state's fake sun over me, the absence of coincidence. All right, while you have what is the hallmark, the state stalking by aircraft, equally indicative of the stalking by license 5RDW 524. License 6RPN 668. 8BMH 068. It is 9:41 a.m. Metrolink, that's amplification of train activity that's sounding like it's coming from the Upland Unified School District right here where I'm standing. That's called amplification. 7DNV 226, 6XIB 640, 5PLM 576, 7SJK 936, 823SP handicap, 8ANZ 786, 8VMW 676, 8WZF 908. Understand what the state is doing. Understand that train activity. The Metrolink train is now crossing path going eastbound. The train activity that I've just told you and where it's coming from, it sounds like it's coming from Upland Unified School District, which is right behind me, where the fake sun is. That is the state that is tailoring its audible activity, which is artificial. All right, that's what the state is funneling into that vehicle where I sleep at night, where the stalker, such as 95696X1, monitoring with that entity, is stalking around that car. All right, and you have what is an entity, it's group conduct. All right, so whoever is specifically driving by while the state is aiming directed light, that group stalker whose license plate I just documented is monitoring with that entity. They are one. All right, it's P.O.C. But like I said, the state is sounding the activity from the Upland Unified School District building right here. The Metrolink, I want to be clear, is coming from the west. It was going east, and that's on their own surveillance cameras. Metrolink train station at A Street has surveillance cameras, which is also going to inform you with regard to the use of that train to engage in the state's pattern of conduct where I'm in relevant position. All right, when I'm speaking to what is the state amplifying train activity, for example, inside of the library, which you're not going to hear, but it's also, all of these are means of prosecuting and identifying the demonic conduct, the terrorism, and the commercial means whereby the entity does it. 7FW 794, 7HNC 007, 5WNK 311, 69158F3, 8MSV 637, 8BLF 996, 02688D3, 7SED 041, 5RHL 382, 7RLK 182, 7TRG 465, 6VPF 683, 8HGC 272, 7XQS 829, 5GGH 416. Metrolink, again, understand that's the creation of peculiarized light. It's flashing light. And then the state is amplifying audible activity. All right. And the people are in relevant position. These are the minions that are monitoring to that. And also understand, what are you understanding what I'm documenting? The significance of the audible activity. The Metrolink is audible activity. The plane engines over my head, audible activity. Okay, 8UNE 241. DYL 423. And it's 9:44 a.m. State's fake sun over the Upland Unified School District. Nowhere comparison to where I was yesterday. 7LCR 519, 7XES 370, 28014A3, 8PCP 812, 29170H3, 8NRD 995. Speaking to what the commercial actors are engaging in. I've already documented the people of the state. All right, the minions that are in their vehicles and in their homes and aboard commercial vehicles such as the Metrolink and the train station, and the Omnitrans bus, for example. These commercial actors, which I have also established what they're doing, but like I said, I understand there are levels, so I'm going to show you what is the indiscriminate demon possession. Doesn't matter what the means whereby you're engaging in demonic activity. What it doesn't matter what you're doing outwardly while the elements are underway, which is the practicing of demonic activity, which is terrorism by a commercial actor. 6YGD 707. That's what I'm showing you, where FedEx is stalking under the fake sun, where Pepsi is stalking under the fake sun, where UPS is stalking under the fake sun. All right, where Metrolink is used as a means of stalking and the creation of audible activity under the fake sun. All right, 1625409. Omnitrans under the fake sun. Okay, it is the same analysis, and that's what I showed you yesterday. right now at 9:45 a.m. At this time, 24 hours ago, I am far from what is the intersection of this is D Street and Euclid Avenue. All right, I deviated from being at the 7-Eleven, showing you what was the maintenance of that fake sun, while Edison was group stalking in the path, engaging in terrorism, stalking with flashing light, the peculiarized light. This is what the entity does. So you have a commercial actor that comes and does it. They're engaging. It's the same demon possession, utilizing Edison as the brand to do so. All right, that is a malicious form of the demon possessed. That's how they engage in malicious conduct. All right, stalking you, monitoring your documentation, and then engaging in that ongoing stalking conduct, 57878 handicap, engaging in that ongoing stalking conduct and thinking that they can hide behind a commercial brand like it's different. It's not. It's not different. It's despicable, okay? It's demonic activity. License 8UJY789. And what I'm showing you, that was Edison while I'm at 7-Eleven. While I am at the Shell gas station at 701 9th Street, all right, at the intersection of Campus and 9th, very far from where the fake sun is right now at this same time at 9:45 in the morning. You have what is the state's fake sun where FedEx, a commercial actor, is stalking in the path. All right, that heavily, I mean, that African-American male that I document on video is under an extreme condition of demon possession. That is a very disturbed actor. They share this condition, but there are those that have very potent, I'll use the term potent, a potent dose of demon possession on them, okay? And he was one of them. He's representing FedEx, 7HO2484, 7AEH754, 7XBN179, 7301 9N2, Y5A1HC, Arizona, 8HAS687. I just want to get those demons while they're crossing the path. You have what is my total deviation from anywhere near the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. And this is also another comparison. The state's fake sun is distinctly over me after moving from the opposite side with Arrow Highway. All right, I'm showing you it's remaining literally over the demons vehicles of the City Hall and Upland Public Library. I go to the opposite side. This is Euclid Avenue. And this is also showing what FedEx and the United States Postal Service, as I've already shown. All right, but I'm showing you what is the indiscriminate and the equal application of that very intense federal prosecution for government actors and commercial actors. The demonic activity is in no way hindered or affected or relevant to the fact that it is United States Postal Service. Vehicle 0213472 is crossing path. At the same time, not a coincidence, the psychopath is listening to every word that I utter as I utter it. And so you have what is the placement of the state's fake sun shoe, 48935J2. All right, they are part of the documentation that the entity engaged in obstructing yesterday. And what is that? It's called futility by the demon possessed, who are literally already defeated. I'm going to drag these demons in court, and I'm going to make an example of understanding the face of evil, okay? And understanding what is the ordinary criminal, contrary to what society wants to define for you. All right, it's not that. All right, and evil is often in your face, smiling in your face. Okay, doing things for you. DRGNBZ2, I believe. It says Dragon Balls 2 or something like that. But anyway, this is demonic and it's evil, and it's a government system, and it is acting individually, and it is acting commercially, and it is acting with regard to the government as well. Government actors 11243U2. That's UPS. And you have what is the indiscriminate application of the criminal elements of monitoring, which is demonic activity, as those third parties in their whatever they have at their disposal to engage in those elements, because that's what you're focusing on. The entity wants you to be distracted with the fact that they're carrying a baby stroller, or the fact that they are delivering a mail package, or the fact that they are driving a police vehicle or a ambulance, okay, or a fire truck, all right, or working at what is the museum, or I'm sorry, well, a museum, but like something that seems to be totally separate. How would a museum, working in a museum, that doesn't have anything to do with, no, let me tell you something. You're right, it has nothing to do with what are the engagement in the elements. Wherever you are working, whatever you are doing, whatever you are wearing, okay, you're doing it in the environment. You are doing it in relevant position, in other words. You are creating activity while you're doing it. You are present in relevant position while that activity is ongoing, artificial, amplified, all right? You are doing it while the state is maintaining its light source, and you are creating light. It's the elements that are governing. It's demonic activity, and it is able to occur anywhere at all times, all right? You're getting past the superficial veil that demons rely on. They rely on that. And let me be clear, once I have shown you that it doesn't matter, you're literally getting past that. Don't be deceived by Satan, okay? He is not actually the most cunning at all. He's not. All right? And especially his minions. They're not sharp. There's just a lot of them that doesn't make them smart. 6FXZ581. Don't be deceived by that. You're going to look at what is the substance of their conduct. The substance of the conduct, where they're doing the conduct. All right? Even how and when they do it. That's what you're focusing on. Not what they want you to look at what they're while they're doing it. That the fact that they're wearing a nurse scrubber's uniform, they're supposed to be some kind of hero. They've gone to college, they're a doctor or they're a lawyer. It has nothing to do with it. You're looking at a psychopath, a demon-possessed stalker that is also legally or medically trained, that works for the neighborhood Starbucks, that works at the library, that works at a liquor store, that owns their own business, whatever. All of that is legally irrelevant. It's legally relevant. Let me be clear. Satan is using whoever he can. All right? And these are the demon-possessed. And I will let you know there is nothing impressive about the demon-possessed. Nothing. I don't care if you're driving a Mercedes-Benz. You're a stalker. You don't even like yourself or your life. That's why you're doing what you're doing, serving Satan. And that's the breakdown. That's the reality of what's wrong with these people. All right, but aside from demon possession, they're going to be prosecuted and dragged for their criminal conduct. 6RCJ851, 7XQT339, 8EXZ 539, 8NUB 472, 8LJA581, GONCLAS 6HXT003, 8LSW485, 86679E3. It is 9:52 a.m. Eight TAH 594, 6 HOE 610, 7 DQF 851, 0915 OB1, 7 ZXN 941, 4174 OC2. All right, and it is 9:52 a.m. and the state's fake sun remaining over me at the sidewalk of the Upland Unified School District. And again, at 10 o'clock, 10:04, 10:15, I'm showing you the example of what is the absence of the state's light source, because that's not the sun, over the Upland Public Library, which it was nowhere near that venue where FedEx was stalking under that fake sun. And understand, revealing what the state system is, utilizing a commercial means, that is FedEx. You can fill that in with any other commercial actor. This is a state system, and it is revealing what is demon possession of that company. Okay? It's a state system. This is one that is engaging in what is a template. All right? And there is no special analysis for the next one. All right? The ongoing environment is present. You're stalking in the path. You're in that what is unmistakable direct evidence. That's why I took a picture of the fake sun glaring in its essence over my head while that FedEx vehicle went from stalking at the gas stall of that Shell gas to parking, engaging in the ominous stalking conduct with its headlights toward me while I'm in the at that venue, documenting what was the impossible light that's above the FedEx while FedEx is monitoring with the people of the state. They're one group. That directed light underneath the station, the gas station, that's impossible light activity. But you also see what is the absence of the fake sun over that Shell gas station at that time. It's over me while I'm remaining at Arrow Highway, and now while I'm remaining at the Upland Unified School District on the sidewalk. That wasn't the sun. That was directed light. And those were demons who were hostile while I'm documenting their demented conduct. All of them sex offenders. All right, it is 9:54 a.m. It's P.O.C. All right, I did capture images of what is stalking in the restroom and the state's light source, which is surrounding the venue, which I've already shown. I just want to show you what is the sexual predator, and you're identifying it by the unnatural environment, which is the ongoing demonic activity that's underway, and you have what are stalkers in the bathroom patrolling in and out of that private space. And doing so while the state is maintaining that directed light, which is a sexually violent threat, indicating to the targeted individual that you are subject to that demonic activity by those who are stalking all around everywhere that you go. This is what the state is communicating while it's following and stalking with that environment, and doing so while they're going inside of the bathroom. And this is also the demon-possessed, the entity that is monitoring your documentation. It's the exceedingly violent sex offender acting via the people of the state in concert with the public entity whose fake sun is over the venue, whose directed light is covering the bathroom door. And I'm taking a picture of what is a third party. The other third party is maintaining presence in the bathroom stall while group stalkers are coming in and out, maintaining presence, walking in and out, stalking with activity, using the toilet, flushing while I'm moving in the bathroom. The same exact pattern of conduct in a bathroom. All right, that's the demented sex offender. And I also took images of what is the group stalkers maintaining presence in the study rooms. They are stalking in the path in those study rooms, creating light activity and engaging in demonic pacing back and forth. And the environment remains present. It is currently 2:52 p.m. and this is P.O.C. The stalking conduct, it is very, very, when I say stalking, that's exactly what I mean. Relying on the fact that, or assuming that I don't see them hiding, sitting on the floor in front of the room. For example, if my backpack is on the table, you'll have a group stalker that is kneeling down on the floor, hiding and essentially under that object, all right, while I'm studying my communication device. And as I begin changing activity, meaning, in other words, I may see them, they will stand up suddenly and enter inside of the study room and carry on as though they are doing something, in other words, other than maintaining presence and stalking in the path, monitoring my activity use on my communication device. This is the stalking conduct. This is what I'm capturing of these group stalkers that are maintaining presence while they are also creating light activity, while they're sitting in the path, using the study rooms to do so. Okay, this is the demented stalker that then is following inside of the bathroom, engaging in that demented group activity, right? Totally demented and predatory. That's why I'm showing you what is the environment while you are maintaining presence in concert with the state. That's the government that's entering the bathroom and stalking, while also the demonic is aware of what you are doing while you're physically indisposed. Okay, everything you're doing is a matter of general information amongst the demon possessed who are monitoring in that private space, engaged in obsessive stalking conduct. It's 2:54 p.m. and that is P.O.C. 7RWA088. All right, license 5AVE457. And this is audible activity in directed light at 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid. 8TOW767, 8WGE565, 7HZD952. United States Postal Service also group stalking via gas stall, just like FedEx, in directed light at that 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid. It's 6:15 p.m. WGE565, monitoring with the state that's flying west over Euclid Avenue. I'm at the 10 freeway. 8XXV305, 6VAR807. All right, these psychopaths surrounded in traffic. 6XSH027, 5DXY048, 6RQA446, 6WIG089. 19819Y2, 6XSH027. I think I read that one already. 8U49048. Understand, I'm on the same street where I've showed you my multiple shadows around me. This is audible activity in the same directed light. The state is flying over the street in that same directed light. This is P.O.C. and these are psychopaths. It's P.O.C. 40126H2, 6ZYH427, 8JYF936, 6NXE250, 19812W2, 4XER311, 7KCW837, 8CEX273, 8WDN036. It's 6:26 p.m. And by the way, that's 7-Eleven located at 636 North Vine. Directed light from venue to venue. Okay? That's P.O.C.
Directed light in the car, and they're monitoring on my phone. While that demon-possessed stalker drives by in a car, directed light moving all across 630 North Fern, who has their front door open, they're monitoring. Moving directed light simultaneously on that house, magnified size of the vehicle, and directed light inside of this car. Okay? That's P.O.C. while the state is sounding plane engines and monitoring on the venue of the internet. It's 6:55 p.m. That is demonic activity underway while the demon possessed are engaging in federal stalking, monitoring on the venue of the internet, monitoring with communication devices, engaging in criminal obstruction of justice, that which is going on the internet. I'm dealing with a psychopath and a sex offender who was engaging in an ongoing molestation with directed light, and I will be documenting more demons tomorrow. All right, that is P.O.C.